Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, the Other. I'm going back to my list of shows to do that I created quite a while back, and the next one on my list was the new Perry Mason show. That show was on 1973, 1974. I remember the show being on. We lived in Okinawa. I didn't actually ever watch an episode of it, but it had the theme songs between the 1950s, 60s Perry Mason. That one they had different theme songs, and the original Perry Mason starred Raymond Burr and had William Tallman as Hamilton Berger, the district attorney, Barbara Hale as Della Street, and William Hopper as Detective Paul Drake that worked for Perry Mason. The Raymond Burr episode was very popular. He made a great Perry Mason. This was a character that was created by Earl Stanley Gardner. He created the brilliant defense attorney Perry Mason. I remember Hamilton Berger always had to lose the case to Perry Mason in the show. I have watched reruns of the original Perry Mason on YouTube, but a little information about the new Perry Mason show. It was original release was September 16th, 1973, and lasted till January 20th, 1974. So the show didn't last very long. Monty Markham played Perry Mason. Sharon Acker played Della Street. Albert Stratton played Paul Drake. Dane Clark played Lieutenant Arthur Tragg. Harry Gardino played Hamilton Berger. And Brett Summers played Gertie Lane. So basically they used the same names as they used in the original Perry Mason, just different characters. And showed, I guess, ratings weren't that great on it. I guess it partly because it wasn't the same not having Raymond Burr play Perry Mason, but also the revival was canceled at mid-season after failing to overtake NBC's The Wonderful World of Disney and ABC's The FBI. Those two shows and the Sunday night slot. Perry Mason was on ABC. It was soon replaced by Apple's Way. So the show didn't last very long. Only 15 episodes. The first episode was a case of the horoscope homicide. A synopsis: a distraught widow is accused of murdering her astrologer husband, a conniving stargazer whose fortunes controlled the fortune of a cosmetics car tycoon. And like I said, it was only 15 episodes that aired. Now, in the 1990s, like early 1990s, the Perry Mason show was brought back, and it came back with Raymond Burr as Perry Mason. I think one of the reasons Raymond Burr wasn't brought on to the 1970s version was because he already had a contract with NBC doing the show Ironside, where he played I believe a police detective or something who had been paralyzed, and he was in a wheelchair on the show. But when they brought the Perry Mason back in the early 1990s, Raymond Burr was back, walking again, bigger man with a beard this time, and Barbara Hale played his secretary like in the TV show, and they had a couple of different actors playing the district attorney, and then they had the detective. It was supposed to be like Paul Drake's son taking over the detective agency. His father had died. In real life, William Tallman, who had played the district attorney in the 1950s, 60s show, the show was on from 1957, 1967, I believe, the original black and white version. And William Tallman died of lung cancer in 1967, 68, one of those years. And William Hopper, who played the detective, died suddenly of a heart attack. So obviously those two were not around when the new Perry Mason came out, and also, you know, the one in the 1990s. So anyway, that was a little information I got on the two shows and the three Perry Masons. And I have also looked at some video of the 1990s Perry Mason, and if I remember right, that show's like an hour and a half long. But it was great to see Raymond Burr back doing the part of brilliant defense attorney Perry Mason. And like I said, I do remember the new Perry Mason show being on and being a short-lived show. And as always, thanks for watching.